Man, I just running my mouth. I just love to run my mouth. Okay, I'm back. What was I? David and Goliath. My new Bible. Malcolm Gladwell's my Lord and Savior. Malcolm Gladwell, my hero. There he is. Hope to meet him one day. Hope to meet him soon. My hero, Malcolm Gladwell. Because I love Malcolm Gladwell because, I'm like, okay, I'm back in focus now. I love the ideation. I just love the ideation. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love ideals and concepts and why things are. I love the backstory. And I was saying earlier before I took the break about picking the right school. And picking the right mate. He don't talk about picking the right mate. He talks about picking the right college. He said for some students going to an elite college, it's not best for them. They should go to a more mediocre school. Like my children, they went to a neighborhood school, sort of. And the point is that they could have gone to Gwendolyn Brooks or King College Prep or maybe Jones Commercial. I'm dating myself. Jones College Prep. Back in the day with Jones Commercial. Jones College Prep, the new Jones College Prep on State Street. A lot of families, African American families who have like an income, decent income or regular income or sort of bougie, they send their kids out of the hood. In fact, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to bring the statistic that WBEZ, I mean, if you look online, WBEZ or the Catalyst magazine, they had a great report about how a lot of parents are not sending their children to the neighborhood school. They talked about Hirsch High School, Clemente too, but Hirsch High School only has like 62 freshmen, 62 freshmen, because they choose not to send their children to the local neighborhood school. So if you talk to me on the phone, I can talk about that for an hour on the phone. And that goes back for sometimes sending your children to the best school may not be best. But you don't want to send them to the neighborhood gangbanging school or the neighborhood school where the kids fight or the neighborhood school where the kids really don't, I should say kids, the students really don't value education or the parents don't value education. And a lot of times I've talked to bougie parents, you know what I'm saying? And they're not going to school where the ACT scores averages 10 to 15. They ain't going to know my kid's better than that. And I get that because sometimes you want to send your children, whether it's grammar school, high school, college, even preschool, where they in an environment with other smart children. But then again, on the other side, that's why I love, there's no right or wrong. I love the ideation. Malcolm Gladwell, David and Goliath. We got to read the book. But he talks about, talks about collegiate studies and whatnot from professors, very professorial people, right? And so they talk about how if you send your children to, let's say they're smart to go to, let's say they're smart to go to a Harvard or Yale or an elite school, Princeton, Ivy League school. But they could be tops of their class here in Chicago or whatever town you live in. But then they go to the elite school where they are little fish in a big pond. They were the big fish back home in high school, but now they're very smart students, but they feel dumb because they're surrounded by all these smart kids. Some students, that makes them better, that makes them stronger. It's an asset. For other students, it crushes their spirit academically. I did that I went through this when I was a kid, and I tried to explain to my parents, but I was like 8, 9, 10, 6 years old, whatever. They didn't want to hear it because they weren't from Chicago, so they didn't understand the public school system. They didn't grow up in Chicago. I did. I understand the public school system. It ain't that much different than it was when I was a kid. They have some changes, but basically some things have stayed the same. But when I was in school, I was in the smart classroom, and I went to the dumb classroom, and it crushed me. Sometimes going to a not challenging classroom is good for students. They need to go to school or a classroom in a building that challenges them. That's good for some students. Some students, they get in the classroom like, I'm the dumbest one here. And that's not good either. Although they could be smart. I was a bright kid, but I was the dumbest one in the classroom. And then, make a long story short, I got pushed in the really dumb kid's classroom, and I've been dumb ever since. You got parents who actually, some mothers actually, Umar Johnson talks about this, and I've heard this before. Umar Johnson, the famous educator, another guy you should, Dr. Umar Johnson, spell it like I say it, Umar Johnson. You see him on the internet, you hear him on the internet. He talks about this, and other people, I've heard this many times, how some women who send their children purposely into EMH or whatever they call the I forgot the term. They used to call it EMH when I went to school. I don't know what they call it now. The classroom for the special needs kids or something. I mean, academically special needs, okay? Not emotionally and psychologically. But they put them in this classroom. What's the term? I can hear you, but I can't hear you. Okay, you know the term I'm talking about. Okay. But they put them in these special ed, that's what it is maybe, special ed classrooms when they shouldn't be in special ed. So here are young men, especially young black men, who really shouldn't be in special ed, who shouldn't take the Ritalin drugs or the other drugs that calm them down. They don't really need that, but the mama put them in to get the money, the SSI, whatever she get. And some kids will come out of that fine. Other ones, you get labeled special ed and you think you're special ed and you're not. You can get labeled that, you are a D student, and you feel like, I'm a D student, I'm a D student, I'm a D student, I've always gotten D's, I don't like school, school don't like me, teacher don't like me, daddy abandoned me, mama's always at work, mama don't like me, mama's always screaming. That's crap. I was about to say the S word. That crap beats you down. We laud the kid, we laud the young person, we laud the student who came out of broken homes, abandoned fathers, no good mothers, crack cocaine, drug dealers everywhere, gangbangers everywhere, school ain't no good, and they become doctors and lawyers and do great things at the door. We laud them and applaud them. But a lot of us get crushed by the system, crushed by just life, crushed by unluckiness, and we don't. I make the argument all the time. I tell people, a lot of people don't believe in it. I don't believe in myself half the time, although I'm on television. Just because I'm TV don't mean I'm totally secure. I'm just talking to a $125 video camera from Walmart and 2 clip lights from the hardware store and a tripod from Target. I'm so damn needy. That's why I'm doing this show. I'm needy. Hope you're getting something out of it. But what I'm trying to say is that life crushes people. And if you don't believe in yourself, somebody's got to come from upon high or down below somewhere, come and help you believe in yourself. A lot of folks who do that big pimping, we know that. But somebody has to come help you to believe in yourself. That's why in these schools, I only got a few more minutes. My clock, my little flip phone gonna ring again, and the show's gonna be over. Plus, I need some water. I'm getting dry running my mouth. So I was saying that. So it breaks you down. It breaks your spirit. If somebody doesn't come help you and bring you up, it's not going to happen. So we always talk about, I did it all by myself. And Mark, you're the reason why you ain't successful. And no. Most people are successful because they had good parents who sent their children to good schools. And they were lucky enough to have good teachers and good mentors. They at least had one good parent. Somebody gave a damn. Somebody that didn't let them run around in the street. Made sure they got A's and B's in school. This ain't rocket science. Yeah, there's people who had horrible parents who didn't get A's and B's and still making millions of dollars. But let me tell you something. When I used to go to public schools and they ran me out of the public schools years ago, it hurt my feelings. I'm still hurt to this very day because they don't allow me back in the public school to speak. because I'm not corporate. I'm not bourgeois. I'm a working class person who brings it real. They don't want that. They really don't. I bring too much truth, and I make people think, and I challenge people's beliefs, and people don't want their belief challenged. They really don't. They want to believe the bull crap they've been given to for the past 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But what I was trying to say, I got done rambling here, most of us need someone to believe in. There was a great book I mentioned before, Change or Die. A Jewish guy wrote a book. And they said people to change their habits, like me, to lose 30 pounds, double my income, become self-employed, and go on to great things. People need a person that believes in them, that gives them a new sense of hope, the belief that you can overcome your troubles. Now some people say that person is Jesus. Jesus! Others people say trust in the law and you overcome your troubles. There's a lot of folks who go to church for many years. They still as wicked and crazy they were 30 years ago. And some people, I've been down that road. I understand all of it. When you get some years, I talk to anybody, young person, I say, you only 15, even 25, talk to me another 10 or 15, 20 years. Tell me how it is. Get just a little bit more experience. You know. You know. I hope you know. So we need someone, either a person or a group, that's going to believe in us, give us a new sense of hope that we will overcome our troubles, overcome our. Next year, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to a psychiatrist. I've been to a chiropractor. This year I went to chiropractor first time. That was a great experience. I got to go back. When I figure out that the insurance company going to pay, I go back. And it was cool. Really cracked me, and so that was interesting. Been to acupuncturist. Love the acupuncturist. Got to save my money up to go to acupuncturist again in 2014, and I love that. So I think if my insurance was going to help me pay for a psychiatrist, I need psychiatrists. I need psychological help. What I'm trying to do is, and it's the same thing whether you are 51 like me, 61, 71, 41, 14, 21, 25, 35. There's something that we really should be doing more with our life. That we can have a more abundant life. That we should be contributing to society more. Now you just say, why don't you just go on and do it? But it is not that easy because we're shackled with our habits, our self-doubt, our fears. So I'm going to a psychiatrist to help me unshackle these self-doubt, these fears, this laziness.